ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. So it's good to see you again. In this video, I want to talk about water. Everybody just simply ignores the the content and how water should be. Just think about water must be clean enough. No, that's not enough with respect to the water. Just it's not a combination of hydrogen and oxygen. So the beauty of these elements is when they are separate, so that's what air. When they get combined, that becomes water. And the form in which you consume the water is most important. The form doesn't mean that solid, liquid, plasma, or gaseous. The arrangement of hydrogen and oxygen is most important. That's what structure of the water. Everybody must consume structured water. That is what in our ancient days we used to consume the water from the tanks. So natural tanks will be there or constructed tanks. And even water has got memory. So water receives memory from in which where the environment exists. If you touch the water with positive thoughts, it becomes very energetic with respect to positivity. If you touch the water with negative thoughts, negative emotions, it becomes poisonous. Nowadays research is going on and they have come to a conclusion that water has got memory and it changes its structure with respect to the environment. That's what always we must consume flowing water. That's why in our early days, so we never used to sip the water. So we used to we have a different kind of consumption of taking water. And also that should be mineralized one. Nowadays whatever the potable water, mineral water, in the name of mineral water we are consuming, actually it's not mineralized, it is demineralized. It's just it's a dead water. That is what the thing we are consuming. That water we are not supposed to consume. That is one of the major reason why we are becoming more prone to this chronic illness. That is what cancer, diabetic, and so many disorders, kidney disorders, pancreas, liver, so many. That's one of the major reasons we are not consuming, we are not drinking mineral water. So the water must flow through various minerals. That is what in the nature we have quartz, feldspar, so many minerals. In the soil it has to flow and it has to get filtered in the soil, and that water we must consume. That is what actually mineralized water and purified water. Whatever the water we are consuming through reverse osmosis, it's not at all a good thing. And the TDS, total dissolved salts or solids of that water must have 150 to 200. But whatever the mineral water what we are consuming is less than 50. You check Bisleri, Kinley, whatever the brands you. So why can water Kohli or most of the cricket players pays huge money for the water because they are consuming the mineral water, actual mineral water. That's why they are paying huge money for the water. So whatever we are paying is not a mineral water. So that is the cost of the actual water if you actually want to consume a good water. And moreover, most of the water what we are consuming is not recharged water. Most of the water we are consuming is water fossils. We are getting water from the water fossils. How this CHO fossils are there in Central Asian countries, petrochemicals, petroleum products, same thing, water fossils also there. Whatever the water we are consuming, that is taken from the depth of 1,000 feet or 1,200 feet. Do you know how many years it has been taken to get the water up to that height? So whatever the water we are getting is nearly 500 or 1,000 years old water. We are not supposed to consume that water. That is containing so many minerals which are highly mineralized. If you check that ppm, it will be more than 800 900,000. That's not suitable for consumption, even not for the irrigation. Total dissolved solids of an irrigation water must be 400 to 500 enough. If it is exceeds, it's very dangerous to the soil even. That's why year and after year the percentage of problematic soils in India is increasing. One of the highest arable land in the world is India. Meanwhile, the rate at which the problematic soils is increasing means after next 20 years we may not get good soil for the cultivation of the crops. That's why water has got its own importance. We are not supposed to neglect the water. Because why? Because in your day-to-day daily consumption, water takes second position. And if you consider the composition of your body, 70% of your body is water. So we are not supposed to neglect the water. We must consume mineral water. M.C.V. Prasad sir from Madanapalli has developed a beautiful system. How we should collect the rainwater, and we should mineralize it, and we can store it for years together. That's how he has explained very excellently. He has done the model. It's very socially acceptable, economically feasible. It's very simple technology. So we are not supposed to neglect the water. So this is the problem facing most of the human beings, not the most, each and every human being, irrespective of urban and village people. So urban people don't have many options to change their water, but rural people, they have a lot of opportunities, because in urban areas everything is polluted, soil, air, water, everything. At least in rural areas soil is not polluted much. There are some patches. In urban areas everything is polluted, so it's better to leave urban areas. It's better to go to villages. And there are many facts are there with respect to the water. Many facts. This is what I know very little about the water, and there are so many facts with respect to the water. Then how we should consume the water? The simple logic is, if you have stored the water in a container, if you keep it for some time, whatever the suspended particles are there, they settle first. So after some time we should take the water from the top of the container. That's how our Indian culture says. But whatever the Western culture says, they will come up with designed water cans. The top is at the bottom. So whatever the sediment settles, the person who is going to consume that, in the opens the tap, opens, the sediments comes out first. So those will get into the body first. So that is not the simple. This is simple logic. A man doesn't understand. So that's how. This is how we should store the water, and we should consume the water. So you may say that there's nothing is there in the water. Means nothing, contaminants are there. But whatever the things are visible to you, they don't exist. If they are not visible to you, that doesn't mean that they don't exist in the nature. They are there. That's why our ancestors, they have taken care very well of that. They used to store the water in copper vessels. Do you know copper vessels create structured water? They used to keep it overnight. In the morning they used to consume the water from the copper vessels. Do you know copper ions? It has the capacity to kill even the virus. So far we have developed such a technology. No chemical kills the virus. There are only preventive measures only, control measures, always console. But copper ions kills even virus. That's why if you keep copper bowl or copper rod or copper plate in ICUs, those copper itself controls more many superbugs in the ICUs. That is what the technology is going on. That is how our ancestors used to purify the water. They were taken care very well about very minute things in the life. How to eat, how we should sit while eating. There are so many, everything is science. Today is the concept of water. So this is how we must drink the water. We must extract the water, and how we should mineralize the water. We must pass the water through various minerals, quartz, then sand, then calcium rocks, calcite, and we should not pass it through the plastic. So that's how we should store it and we must filter through charcoal, and we must store it in a tank that should away from the sunlight should not fall on the water. When sunlight falls on it, it makes many ways to grow various microorganisms. But sunlight is a source of all the energies. Sun is source of all the energies. It's various forms of energy. What I am talking, how you are listening, whatever the energy we are spending, it's a form of solar radiation. So we must keep it away from the solar radiation after mineralization. So in the open wells, the fall of solar radiation itself purifies the water. There are different with respect to different conditions. We must follow the different procedures. But what about the corporates? The corporates are following only the single principle, that is extract the water, pass it through reverse osmosis, pack it and sell it. This is not the water we are supposed to consume. The water we must consume has got so much of science and technology in it, but unfortunately we fail to follow because of we are Indians, but psychologically we are becoming Westerns with respect to the culture, tradition, everything. So we are not supposed to do that, at least for the respect to the water, food, air, and these are the simple things. These things makes ways to exist on this earth. At least whatever you want to do, you must exist, right? For those things we must be taken care of. These three things: food, air, water. You cannot pollute space and fire, right? At least these three things, 5 elements of the nature. Among that, water is most important because 70% of our body is made out of water. Thank you.